Hello and welcome to my podcast. It's going to be a big juicy episode. I've got loads to share. 2 finished objects sitting on my knee here. Some incoming things, loads of whips, something new I'm going to start, a new design. Advent calendar I've got sitting here, yarn one coming, ready to start tomorrow. So I'm dead excited and let's dive in. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marta and I'm a crochet designer living on the east coast of Scotland. It's a beautiful day today, the sun is streaming in. I've actually had to put the blinds down, would you believe, and I've got no ring light today. It's just natural light and it's really lovely, but it's 0 degrees, so it's cold, which is why I've got my hat on. I've got my woolly jumper on, this is the sea glass sweater. I've got a thermal layer under this, I have wool tights on, crocheted socks, fabulous socks for those of you who are interested. It's my fabulous sock design, keeping my feet cozy today. So I've got all the layers on and we're just going to crack on. 2 finished objects. One is another jumper or sweater, depending where you are. This is the Kylo Sweater from Murit 5. It's a pattern by Smitha Crasta and it's gorgeous. I've been wearing it a lot. I've taken no photos of it. I barely took any progress photos. I just crocheted away on it, got it done really quickly. I think on the last podcast I was hoping I would get the sleeves done fast, and I did. I think I was finished them almost by the end of that weekend. I think I did the podcast on the Thursday with my mum. If you haven't seen that one, that's worth checking out. And then within maybe 4 or 5 days I had worked the sleeves. I love the way they end. They're slightly balloony. And yeah, so happy with this. It is a DK weight sweater. I didn't use the recommended yarn. I've been filling out my journal so I can tell you exactly what I used. It was Jenny Watson Pure Merino. And here is my Kylo Sweater page. Projects get a gold star once they're completed, and yeah, this one was just such a fun project. As soon as I saw those faux cables in the magazine, I was just, right, that is me, gonna do that one. Something interesting happened with this one. So the yarn is from my mum's stash. I went and I raided her stash and she had 10 balls, and together me and my mum looked at it and we reckoned that would probably be enough because it's not the recommended yarn, but we did some calculations, not even the same weight, it's slightly different even though they're both a DK, reckoned it was enough. But I then went and added 2 extra rounds of cables. So these bottom 2, for example, they are added. So 2 more than the pattern suggested, because I wanted it nice and long and to cover the top of my jeans or whatever trousers I was wearing. So those cables use up quite a lot of yarn and I ended up short. So I ran out of yarn as I was approaching the sleeves. So the yarn is discontinued, of course it is. So I went online and I managed to find some. Can't remember the name of the website. I found some anyway. And they had it in this colour, and they also had it in a colour called Heather, which is a few shades darker, so still purple. And I thought, well, I'll order some of this colour and I'll order some of you can already see what's going to happen, and I'll order some of the darker colour and I'll see, because there's a chance, there's a gazillion to 1 chance that it'll be the same dye lot. I just reckoned that was not going to happen. But there's a tiny chance that it's different dye lot, but, passable, and it'll look the same. Especially as if I was starting at the sleeve rather than starting, say, halfway up. That might have given me a jog. But I reckon starting at the sleeve, if it was a slightly different dye lot, I'd get away with it. And if not, I plumped for the darker purple, thinking, oh well, we'll just stick darker purple sleeves on and that'll be okay. Would you believe the yarn came and it was the exact same dye lot? I was like, wow, when I opened the parcel. The same dye lot. So that was just brilliant. Of course, I've now got 3 extra balls of it because I didn't want to mess around and need to order more, so I ordered plenty. So took 10 balls from my mum's stash, and I gave her back 3 in the same colour, and I gave her the 5 of the darker purple that I ordered. So yeah, she's only down 3 balls. She was trying to use up her stash. The back, by the way, is plain. So thoroughly recommend this pattern. You need to copy of Murit 5 to make it. That's the only place it's available at the moment. And there's so many other gorgeous, gorgeous crochet patterns in there. There's a pair of mitts. I can't remember who the designer is. There's a pair of mitts I really want to make. That's my next in Murit 5, which I don't have to hand show you, but if you know, you know. Lovely pattern. So this is my first finished object. I did share it. I don't know if you saw, I did a live with Claudia, Sunbird Crochet, on Sunday past there, and was it Saturday? It was Saturday, and I did share it then, so you may have seen it. But this is its first outing on YouTube. Look at this sun patch I have here. Yeah, it's lovely. Gorgeous day today. It's St Andrew's Day here in Scotland today. St Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, and today in most parts of Scotland it is a public holiday. Not that it affects you if you are a self-employed person, but hey, I've got the saltire is flying in the garden right beside me, and yeah. St Andrew's Day. Right, the next finished object. I will ball that up, put it there. I finished my, not Fallen Leaves, no, Hello Autumn. Hello Autumn? Yes, Hello Autumn Socks by From Love with Devon. Oh my goodness. I'm now going to have to look that one up. Don't know why I'm stumbling over that one. Hello Autumn Socks by From Devon with Love. Yes, that makes more sense. Here is my Hello Autumn page. I got these stickers from John Arbon Textiles, so I've popped one of them on that page, which is the back of the Kylo Sweater page actually. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this journal again. I have these stickers, these lovely mushroomy ones. They were from Sorry Me. I've got something else from Sorry Me to show in a minute as well. So these are knitted in West Yorkshire Spinner's yarn, which I really enjoy. I haven't used it for a while. I do really enjoy it. It's a lovely yarn, and they are a cuff down sock in stranded colour work. The background colour here is a self-changing yarn, so these are not stripes that I have built in. The yarn just naturally changed colour. Obviously the cuff and the heel and the toe are in self-coloured yarn. And for the first time I did the shadow wrap heel, and I think it's come out okay. This is, well, I followed a YouTube tutorial by Earthtones Girl for that, and that was so good. It's such a good tutorial. She goes through it really slowly in real time, stitch by stitch, and it's just such a down-to-earth way of explaining that heel, which I hadn't done before. They're not for me. I don't know if I would, I have a big instep, I don't know if I would be able to, certainly in colour work because that's slightly tighter, I don't know if I'd be able to get these on. I do prefer, personally, I prefer a proper heel, not proper, a traditional heel and gusset to just give that extra wiggle room around this area, just for my foot shape. But it was fun to do something different, and it worked well with the colour work, because had that not been the case, it would have been tricky to have worked the heel and across, which I have done in a pair of Fair Isle socks, which I did in Shetland yarn. It was in the Shetland yarn annual, maybe number 6. It was a gorgeous pair. Can't even remember who the designer was. It would have been 2020, I think, that I knitted up those. They're big, they're long, so the length of the leg is probably about that, and the colour work continued down the heel. Gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. I will possibly dig those up and show you. I've got them tucked away. They'll be out for winter. But I love, love, love that pattern. I love anything with colour work. I've got another colour work knitted project to show you in a minute. So these are going to be gifted. They are about a size 6, maybe 7. And that is them. All finished, ends all tied in, and they have been blocked. My blocker is a little narrower than the actual socks, so they're not blocked brilliantly, but they have been washed and blocked to a degree. And they're sitting nice and flat, and I'm happy with it. So, 2 finished objects. It has been 3 weeks. Normally it's 2 weeks between my podcasts. This time it has been 3, so I have a little more to show. I am finally feeling better after my dizzy spell following the ferry crossing. They reckoned, or the doctor reckoned, it was mal de débarquement, which is a strange, rare thing that you can get after a ferry crossing. Some people get it after travelling in an aeroplane as well, where you just continue to have the sort of, it was the swell of the sea it was driving me mad. And at times it was almost like this, like it was pulsing, and it was really, really horrible. And that lasted for 4.5 weeks. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I was really quite bad. Sunday in particular, I felt rotten. Monday, gone. Very odd. I still have a lot of pain in this ear. Not quite sure. I have got problems with my middle ear. So I've got a lot of pain in this ear. It's the other reason I've got a hat on. It's keeping it nice and cosy. So I am back at the GP on Monday. And we'll see how that goes. But yes, so glad to be over the dizziness, because I haven't been able to do any pattern work. I haven't been able to sit at the computer for more than half an hour. So not much has been happening other than me sitting, knitting and crocheting, which is why I have a lot of stuff to show you. Alright, the other thing I've taken up is a new shawl. Here it is. Isn't it pretty? See if I can get it to dance in this light we have. It is such a light, soft shawl, and I just love it. This is a pattern by Lynn Rowe, and it's called the Faithful Shawl. And it comes with 2 options. So you can either do it as a solid, just with this design here, or there's option 2 if you want to mix it up a little bit, and you can add in these bonus rows just to create a bit of interest, which I thought was quite clever. So depending on how you're feeling or what stage you're at with your crochet journey, you can either go for something a bit easier, or you can, not that it was too tricky, but you can add in these. Does me a little bit of counting. So for a mindful project, it would work beautifully in just this, I think, as a solid little shawl. It is worked. You can see I have started at the point down here, and the rows are getting longer and longer and longer. I haven't touched it since Saturday when I spoke to Claudia, actually, because I've been working on a design of my own, which I'll show you in a moment. And yeah, chuffed with this. Can't find the ball band. The yarn, this is it caked up. The yarn is a wool linen mix, I think. It's either 10 or 15% linen and wool, and it's also spun and not plied, so it's all just one strand rather than multiple pieces twisted together, and it's really light, and I love, love, love the drape. And when that's blocked, that's going to just stretch that little bit. It's going to be great. Really, really like it. Beautiful pattern. Thank you, Lynn. I bought that on her website. I think she has patterns on Etsy as well, and Lynn has a few books too, including the Sock Knitting Bible, which Lorraine kindly gifted me, and I need to dip into that and make a pair of socks. So that is a whip. So I'm just going to push everything down to that side. I have, of course, been working on my Battenberg blanket. It's had a little bit of love. I added a stretch along. It's getting big and tricky to work out what side did I work on. What side did I work on? Not sure. Anyway, I did add quite a few squares to this over the last 3 weeks. And I've added quite a lot of squares to my tub of squares, box of squares. So this is still growing, I still enjoy it, and yeah, that one is fun. And I'm looking forward to, when I'm working on my Advent project, I should have a little piece left over every day that I'll be able to incorporate into this as well. I'll show you my Advent in a minute. Oh, isn't it nice where it picks up the sun? Yeah, absolutely love this. If you're the sort of person that likes kind of really getting into a project and doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and not worrying about the fact that it's going to take ages, then this is the one for you. And it's great for using up all the little scraps. You need a background colour, although there's a make along for this, and some people are striping their background so that they maybe got a band of colours for the background, for the yellow in my case, and then maybe here, say, they would switch, and that would then the yellow bit would then become, I don't know, orange or something. So some people are working it in bands. So even, I think I bought 14 balls of paint box yarn, sock yarn, in this yellow colour, just to make sure I had enough, because it's a long-term thing and I did not want to be mucking about trying to find the right dye lot. So I ordered plenty, I hope. And yeah, so you don't even need to do that. You could even just make all these tiny little ones and forget about the background colour and just join them together this size if you wanted. So this is a pattern. It's a free pattern by Sandra Paul, and you can get it on Ravelry. You'll probably get it other places. I think I got it on Ravelry, and I thoroughly recommend it. Here's my edge. Yep. All these colours. And I like how you can look at it and go, ah, there's those socks. I've just hung them out in the line today, actually. I got a pair of socks in this yarn here. I think this is from Rusty Ferret. And that's a lovely colourway. You know, you can just look at it and go, oh, there's this one, there's this one. There's that yarn that somebody gifted to me. And here's that one, my mum made me a shawl in this. You know, things like that. And I really like that about this. And I like, it's for me, this one. And I like how I'll be able to just look at it and there's all those memories crocheted into it. Love it. I'm going to count at the end of December. I'm going to count and see where I'm up to on it, just to get an idea of where I'm at. Have I got any other whips? I kinda do. Yes, I do. I have another knitted project. This is Christmas Pudding Mitts by Charlotte Stone. I made a pair of these in January for myself, and my friend Gwen liked them so much she asked if I would make her a pair, and I said yep, no problem. And I put it in my diary for November, and they're getting made. So I've got them in this cute bag from Soremi. This was in her Christmas Eve box last year. I have one of her Christmas Eve boxes for this year as well, which I haven't peeked at. It's still in its postal packaging. Cannot wait to open that. Is it? Yeah, I'd say there's some interfacing in it, so it's got a bit of thickness to it, and it's fully lined. And yeah, it's just a lovely bag. Anyway, you can see the knitting popping out. So I have almost finished mitt 1. Just got the thumb to do. And mitt 2 is nearly at the same place. I've just got that cuff, if you'd call it a cuff. the ribbing that goes along the top, and just a few ends. Most of the ends are dealt with, and yeah, quick project. These haven't taken too long at all. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It does help that my friend's hands are smaller than my massive ones, so they were faster to make than my own version. And I'm using Lang yarns in... Oh, and I said I would work out how this is pronounced for the next podcast, and I have not. I'm going to call it Yavol. I don't know. I do not know how to pronounce this. I must find out. I ordered the 5 colours I needed from Loop in London, simply because they have the biggest range of these colours, other than probably buying them direct. The biggest range of these colours that I've seen in the UK. So, and it's really, really soft. It is 75% virgin wool and 25% polyamide, and it is perfect for colour work. I really, really like them. I've used this yarn quite a few times for colour work socks, and the definition is gorgeous. Here we go. Is that focusing in? Yeah. Aren't they fab? So chuffed with them. They're just such a fun little project. I like the little puddings. I'm going to start wearing mine. Tomorrow is the 1st of December, and I'm going to start wearing them tomorrow, my pair anyway. And I'll probably just get these in the post to Gwen. She knows they're coming. I met her in person on Saturday and I was busy knitting on them, so she knows they're coming and she's seen them. So I'd rather that she got them early and could make use of them. Oh, sorry, there was a spare bit of wool on that. That she could make use of them this year, so I think I'll do that. I shall just get them on their way to her. Another thing that is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 1st of December. The Advent. I have this Advent box here. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Also, my hashtag, Christmas mugs and whips, is going to start again tomorrow. And that's where you just snap a picture of whatever project you're working on. Could be any kind of craft. Most people join in with knitting and crochet just because that's the niche I'm in, but I'm happy for it to be any craft that you are working on. So the whip bit, work in progress, and your Christmas mug. So if you have a mug with a reindeer or whatever on, dig them out. I'm going to get mine out the attic. I have around 20 Christmas mugs. I got a new one in Amsterdam, and I have around 20. We'll do a wee count, see where we're at now. And what I do is I just put them in the attic, and when I bring them down tomorrow, I'll take about 20 mugs out my cupboard, ones that are similar sort of sizes, kind of 1 for 1, and I'll put those up in the attic so that my cupboard is full of the Christmas ones. And I can't wait to start that again. It was fun last year. Loads of people joined in. I will repost as many as I can in my stories. So you get a little shout out there. And it's just fun. It's fun. Good week challenge that I came up with on the 1st of December, I think 2 years ago. It wasn't last year, I think it was the year before. I just came up with it as I pulled those mugs out my attic. So let me get a quick sip of tea. I am drinking tea which came to me from Claudia. I thought it'd be nice to have on this podcast because I know you'll be watching, and yeah, it's nice. Lovely. So I got some lovely post from Claudia, starting with this little pouch that I could maybe pop, I don't know, little mini skeins in, or boring tissues. I don't know. I will find something because it's a cute little pouch. I remember her opening this or showing it on her podcast. I think she got a cushion or a quilt or something, and this was added in as a wee extra. There were some wooden buttons. They're quite cute. They'll definitely get used. There was this little... I thought they were stitch markers at first, but actually they are... It's like a kilt pin with some little charms on, which is lovely. And there were 4 mini skeins. Look at these. Beautiful. This one is really Christmassy. It reminds me of poinsettia or something. And this one's nice and berry-like. And these two navy ones are ever so slightly different. I guess on camera, and especially with that light shining in, they probably look the same. They're dark. Ever so slightly different. Claudia said they were from an Advent fade set that she once had, so they are subtly different. One has a bit more green in it than the other one. So these are beautiful. Thank you so much, Claudia. They arrived just the other day and I'm happy with those. They'll go in my Battenberg. Other incoming, I have something that arrived in January this year, and it was a giveaway I entered right at the start of December 2022, and the parcel took about 6 weeks to arrive. And it was from, let me get this right, Smaterier Designs, and it's her Christmas tree bunting pattern, and she sent me the yarn to make it as well. And there were other goodies in there. There were sweeties in there, and unfortunately they had burst through their packaging and they'd gone all sticky, and some of this yarn, including the label, all got damaged. There was sweetie kind of stuck in through it. I'm sure her name is Hilda. Yeah, Hilda. Not her fault at all. Obviously she wasn't expecting it to get stuck in customs for 6 weeks. I kept getting notifications saying that it had reached, I think it reached the UK within 3 days or something, but I don't know, it was stuck in England for some reason forever, and I guess it maybe went hot and cold, and the sweeties just went all sticky and got in the yarn. There were some other things in there as well, I can't quite remember. I'd have to look back at my Instagram post. But that was a lovely giveaway surprise, and I'm going to start making that this week. So it's for Christmas tree bunting, and the yarn was included. They are both drops. They're both the same. Drops merino, extra fine. Obviously this one still has its ball band. It is a superwash treated extra fine merino, 100% wool, and it's DK thickness. And this one here is just for stringing together, and green for making the Christmas trees. So thank you very much, Hilda. I will get onto that this week. Now, I did have another thing here. I have a comb of yarn, which has been given to me by my friend Sue at my craft group. And this is a cone of Shetland 2-ply, which is jumper weight, or it would be classed as a 4-ply thickness, but it's 2 pieces plied together, if that makes sense. So this is what I would normally use for Shetland work, for Fair Isle work. The yoke cardigan I made a few years ago was in this thickness, and things like the Shetland beanies, this is the thickness I would use for that. So I have narrowed down, I'm going to make myself a jumper in this yellow, which is lovely, and I just need to, I've narrowed the pattern down to a few, and then I need to pick some other colours to go with it, and then I'll get cracking on that. Once I'll probably go to the Woolly Brew in Pittenweem and pick out some colours that'll go nicely with that. Once I've got it in my Ravelry queue, a few patterns that I like. Can't remember what they are offhand. One of them is by Gudrun Johnson, and it is in the new book by Lane Publishing. Can't remember the name of that either. This is going well, isn't it? These sort of half snippets of things that may make sense to you if you've seen them, or you might be, what is she talking about? Sorry, I will make more sense when I have narrowed down for sure. And I will, that train just went past, probably affected the light. Yeah, can't wait to get stuck in. It'll be a jumper. I'm not going to steek this time. It's a jumper. Both the patterns are in the queue are jumpers with colour work around here. So the other thing which is incoming is look, Let's see if I can get that light to shine in the Hobbit's window. There. This is the Yarn Advent calendar from Skein and the Stitch. Obviously it's Hobbit themed. It's called There and Back Again. If you can read. Yeah, there we go. Isn't the packaging beautiful? The illustration is by Larissa Andre, and there is a 20-gram mini in superwash sock weight behind every door. I have not peeked. So excited about opening this tomorrow for the first time. I have never had a Yarn Advent before. This is my first one, and every year I see everyone else's and I'm always a bit, wish I had one. But they are quite expensive. Not that I'm saying that the folks that produce these have got them overly priced. I do know that a lot of work has gone into this. Jess has hinted at all the things. I mean, she's just starting on next year's one. There's a lot of work goes in. So I'm not saying that they are overly priced, but they are expensive. So this year what I did was, from the start of January, I started putting £2 coins in just a little pouch, and I saved my £2 coins. And although you had to pay in April, at least, that'll kind of roll over to next year, because I definitely want to do this again next year, even though I haven't started. But putting £2 coins aside for nearly a year has given me £140. So that way, you know, I'm not really noticing that the £2 coins are just getting stashed away. And that has paid for this, and I'm going to just carry on doing that. I'll just carry on popping my £2 coins aside and to pay for my next Yarn Advent. Now the cool thing about this is that there is a whole Discord channel. I'd never even joined Discord. I don't even really know what Discord was other than my teenagers talking about it. And I had to sign up to Discord, create an account there, and there's a little chat group about all sorts of things, including there is a reading timetable for The Hobbit to go alongside this. So last night I dug out my 2 copies, well, actually they're my husband's copies of The Hobbit. He has 2 lovely copies. This one is a 1975 edition, and it's lovely and brown and well read. Love this one. And then there's this one, which is a bigger one, and this one has, wait till I find one, pictures. So it's an illustrated copy, and it's beautiful. But the funny thing, the reason I'm laughing when I pull it out, my husband won a prize at school, and this is the book he chose, presented to David Mitchell in class 1-4 for first year class prize in 1989. So isn't that fab? This is the copy that I read to my boys. I think they would have been about maybe 8, 9 and 11, possibly 9, 10 and 12, and I read this to them at bedtime. Took us a wee while, but I did read it, because reading something that I did for them at bedtime right up until they were in high school, something I just feel is really important, is to just read to children, get them interested in reading, and just carry on doing that. You might think, maybe you've got a little kid and you stop when they're, I don't know, 5 or something, but you can just carry on until they're like, Mum, I don't think I want a story anymore. Carry on until that day, because it's just nice to be snuggled up on the sofa, looking at a book together, chatting about the book together, and yeah, it's just so special, getting that love of books into children. So I'd recommend that if you've got little ones, or even grandchildren. Read, and here's another good picture. Thorin and the crow. So I am really looking forward to starting this. I'll probably read, depending on where I am. This one's obviously, because it's bigger words and it's got the illustrations, it's a bit heftier. But if I'm maybe out and about, or I just don't want the heavy book, depending on what time of day it is, I might be reading in my bed, and the lighter one will be better. So I'm going to read from these 2. I'm going to start opening the doors, and what am I going to make with it? Well, I have been looking. Sorry, I need another gulp of tea. I have spent the last week or so looking, picking a pattern, changing my mind, picking a pattern, changing my mind. Loads of things have gone into my Ravelry queue, and I just do not know what to make. And then yesterday I decided, right, I kind of know what I want, but I'm not seeing it. So I have designed something, and I've been practicing it on this yarn from Needle and Thread, just so that I'm not playing around with the Advent yarn, and just so I can start straight away as soon as it comes. So I'm going for a shawl. It's going to be quite long, but this is it kind of this way, if that makes sense. So it's going to work in rows that way, and it'll be on the diagonal. So it's going to grow like this, if that makes sense. Yeah, you can see there. Can't quite get the whole thing in. And I'm using V-stitch because I wanted something that would be quick to work up. Let's see if I maybe put my hand behind it. Is that going to show up better? Something quick to work up, something that doesn't need too much focus, other than at the ends, making sure you get one end will have increases and one end will have decreases. Other than making sure that they are correct, it'll just be working V-stitch, which in the UK is a treble, a chain, a treble into the same space. And it's the chain from the row below, so it's dead easy to work into. So that is my plan, and I'm just going to keep going, adding row after row, same pattern, and it will create a parallelogram, I suppose. It'll be with the edges going like that. That makes sense? Yeah. I'll try, maybe I'll add in a wee drawing. Will that make more sense? And the other thing, Claudia gave me the idea. She said, are you going to do Vlogmas? And I had not thought about it at all. And on the spot I said yes. So I think that would be quite nice. I'll open the door in the morning, and then I'll add my stripe, or begin my stripe, and then I'll do another short clip later on in the day with where I'm at, maybe some musings on what's happened that day. I might pop in some other little video clips, and I will attempt to do that every day in December up till 24th. So we'll see. I've never done that before. We will give that a whirl. It'll be short. I think the videos will probably just be about 5 minutes long. And yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like Vlogmas? Not Vlogmas, Vlogmas. Yeah, something different for this year. I am just over the moon to be starting this, and I'm dead excited about the community that Jess at Skein and the Stitch has created, and it's just going to be a fun advent. I have a little advent calendar over there as well from Claudia. I didn't bring that in. It's just a wee card, and it's got teensy tiny doors, so I'll probably show that some days as well, as the month progresses. Now I think that is everything I want to share. So please like, and if you've got this far, you might as well subscribe, because then you'll be notified when I produce more videos. And if you comment below with what you're working on as well, that would be fab. And if you are doing an advent, if you have a yarn advent, what pattern are you following? Because I'm curious about other ideas as well. And yeah, that is it. I shall see you tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is the 1st of December, and I hope to start my Vlogmas then. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.